So now we're on the top of the back side of your notes. This is your first example. You're asked to find the slope of the tangent line, which is f prime of x, to the graph of f of x equals x squared plus 3 at the ordered pair negative 2, 7. So the first thing I do want you to notice is that negative 2, 7 is a point on this parabola. If you take negative 2 and raise it to the second power plus 3, you will get 7. So you have 1 point, and you're asked to find the slope of the tangent line. So I went ahead and wrote the definition of the derivative and reminded you that that is the slope of this tangent line. So m is equal to f prime of x, which is equal to the limit as delta x approaches 0 of f of x plus delta x minus f of x over delta x. And so we'll be working with this expression using our f of x as x to the second plus 3. So continuing on from here, this will be the limit as delta x approaches 0, right? So now we're going to use this f of x plus delta x. So this x plus delta x is your substitute for the x in this function. So we'll be taking x plus delta x and raising it to the second power and then plus 3. And that's what this f of x plus delta x means. Then we'll have to subtract from that f of x, which is our function. Now remember that you'll want to use a parentheses or remember to distribute. So minus x squared plus 3, and then your denominator, which is delta x. Now, as always with a limit, you should try direct substitution. So if we plug in 0 for the delta x, that'd be x plus 0. So that's just x squared plus 3. And then this is minus x squared minus 3. Your numerator is going to be 0, and your denominator would be 0. So you'll have an indeterminate 0 over 0. So the direct substitution fails, and so you're going to have to do some algebra, which is really not that bad. But you are going to have to multiply out this x plus delta x squared. So that would be the limit as delta x approaches 0. Now you'll be taking x plus delta x times itself. I'm just going to do that quickly down here, and then I'll erase it. So if you take x times x, you get x squared. If you take x times delta x, you get plus x delta x. This should look familiar. I've had you do this a few times in your previous homework. X times delta x again, and finally delta x times delta x. So plus delta x squared. So that would be this multiplication, x plus delta x quantity squared. And then we have this plus 3, and then minus, we'll distribute the minus sign, minus x squared minus 3. All of this is over delta x. So now you're going to see what terms can be combined, and hopefully we can get this delta x that's in the denominator to cancel. So we'll have the limit as delta x approaches 0. So I noticed that my x squared and my negative x squared will 0 out. My 3 and negative 3 will go away, and nothing else does. So I have x delta x plus, actually 2 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and write 2 x delta x, and then plus delta x squared over delta x. So now I see that I can do some factoring. I have a delta x in the numerator of each term, and so I can factor out that common factor. So the limit as delta x approaches 0 of delta x, and now I'll have just 2x plus I had a squared, I took one out, so I'll still have a delta x over delta x. But that's the key to this problem, because that allows this delta x in the denominator to cancel out with the 1 in the numerator. Now I can do my direct substitution, and I'll have the limit. Well, I'm actually not going to write that line. I can do the direct substitution right now. I can put in the 0 for the delta x, and so I end up with 2x. Now, what I have at this point is what I would call a formula for finding the slope of my tangent line. So this is saying that for this particular problem, anytime that I need to find the slope of the tangent line for any ordered pair, I can just take 2 times whatever my x value is. And so the point that I'm interested in for this problem is -2, 7. So this is a formula for my slope. And now I'm actually going to find my slope at the ordered pair -2, 7. So I'll substitute in my -2 in place of the x. So my slope at the ordered pair -2, 7 is -4. And so with just one ordered pair, I was able to find the slope of the tangent line to this parabola graph at the ordered pair -2, 7. So if you have your graphing calculators, you could type in this x squared plus 3, and we could actually then find the equation of the tangent line, and you could type that in and find out that that line does have a slope of -4. So actually, that's the next part on your examples. It wants you to find the equation of the tangent line at the ordered pair -2, 7. So I'm going to continue that process, but I am going to erase what I've done up in here. So now we're going to find the equation of the tangent line, and that's just using your algebra. So find the equation. And I'm just going to write my ordered pair -2, 7. Make sure you understand we're finding the equation of the tangent line to f of x, which equals x squared plus 3, at the ordered pair -2, 7. So we now know a point and we know a slope. And you all have come through with various algebra teachers. So this is how I would encourage you to find the equation of a line. Let's just use y equals mx plus b. You know an x and a y, so we can substitute in 7 for the y. You know the slope is -4. You know x is -2, and that will let you find your y-intercept. So this is 7 equals 8 plus b. We can subtract 8 from both sides, and your y-intercept is -1. So your equation of the tangent line to this graph, f of x equals x squared plus 3, is equal to y equals -4x minus 1. And if you do have a graphing calculator available, or if you wanted to get on Desmos, you could see this graph, the parabola, and this line, your tangent line, would have one point in common. That one point would be the -2, 7, and that's what makes this a tangent line. You were able to find the equation of that line knowing just the ordered pair -2, 7. So you were able to do quite a bit more than you could with algebra with a great deal less information.